Hey guys, it's been a while. Today we're gonna do some Kattis problems, so let's just jump straight to it. So, problem order by difficulty. Greetings. Let's do this one first. So, I'm just gonna take some time to read through it, and once I'm finished, we can get straight on with it. Take time to pause the video as well to read through, of course. So what I can gather from this question, it seems quite simple. Every time we see an instance of the letter E, we just double it, and then output the result. So I created an empty project, called it Kattis Problems YT. So let's create a new Java class, we'll call it Greetings. Inside this, first let's make it a bit bigger. Oh, nice and big. So, maybe too big, but anyway, we create a main method. First thing we're going to do is we need to get the input, so double check. In fact, it might be better to have them side by side. So now they're kind of side by side. So the first thing we're going to do is create a scanner object to receive the input. So I can do, now I store the input. Then, because we're going to output a string, I think it'd be sensible to create a variable for that. And rather than adding an E each time, let's create a variable for that as well. So because we need to check each letter of the input, we can loop through and check each character. So we can create a for each loop. Char, let's call it letter, and this loops through the input to charring. So this will convert whatever this is into an array of characters. So each time we want to append to the result and return the end result. So we can do result plus equals, and we can do a check here. So we can use a ternary operator, and we can say if the letter is equal to E, then we want to return double E, else return the letter. So now I think that should be it. Now let's print the result. So let's put in hey. Nice, 2 E's. Let's try this one. Nice, and I think that matches that. So I think we've done it. So moment of truth. So this is the solution that I have. So let's upload it and see what we get. So you can drag or drop your file in here, but you know what? I'm just gonna copy and paste it. So much faster. Paste it. Main class is greetings. Make sure I do it right. Don't think it matters, to be honest, but we'll see. Yeah, Java, and let's submit it. Hopefully. Boom, first one done. Let's go to the second one. Stopwatch, quick estimates, jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern sounds a bit more interesting, so let's try that. Okay. So again, I'm gonna do some reading, and then we'll start from there. So I've read the question, and essentially it's a multiplication question in which you're making pairs. So A, Y, A, Z, A, 1, and A, 3, and then the same for B, in which you end up with all the combinations that you can make, and the reverse doesn't matter. So YA, ZA, 1A, they don't matter because it'll still be the same combination. So let's do that. So first thing I'm going to do, right click here, create a new driver class and call it Jack or Lantern. Yep. Again, I'm going to create a main method. Inside this, I'm going to create a scanner to get the input. I should create some kind of template for this, to be honest, because I'm always doing the same thing. Okay. So I'm essentially taking in that input and multiplying each one. So how to go about this? I'm going to take the input, which will give me the whole string. I'm going to split it by spaces, so I'm going to just do string split array is equal to input dot split, and this will split it by the spaces. Now I'm just going to loop through this array, give me a string, I'll say letter, not letter, number, in split array, and then I need something to store the number in, so I'm going to do int a final number or final combination, and that'll be equal to 1, because if you multiply by 0 we'll get 0. So I'll say final combination multiplied equal to integer dot parse int, or passing that number. So that should loop through and multiply and give me the final number. I think that's it. That's surprisingly short, but let's test it. So 60, nice. Let's try it with this one. Oops, let's do that. 8, yes, and let's do a 50. Perfect. So now let's again Jack or Lantern. Let's submit it. Let's see what we get. So switch to editor. Main class. Yeah. Submit it. Also, a lot of test cases. Boom, second one done just like that. How the next one goes. Stopwatch, quick estimates, Chanukah challenge. Okay. So stopwatch is fairly new, but we'll go with quick estimate. So we'll read this, so it's about. Okay, so essentially we just find the length of whatever string is here. 3 numbers here, so that'll be 3, 1, and 4, and so on. So that's just basically finding the length of a string and guessing. So let's do that. Let's go over here again. Let's create a new class. Call it estimates. So again, create a main method, scanner. We want to get the amount of test cases. We want to create a loop that loops that many times. And we want to count all these. I want to print a list of numbers, so let's create an array list. Type string, call it results. So you want to get the next line basically, so you can do string number is scanner dot next line, And as we're going to be spitting out and testing the length of the line, we need to make sure that it's not empty. So we can do if number is empty. I'm blank as well. So let's do it. Not empty and not blank. So it's not empty and not blank. Then we want to results dot add the length. So number, what length? Why is it not working? Because that's an integer, so let's do string dot value. Or you know what, just to be extra sure, we can trim this as well. To trim any leading white spaces, etc. So now we want to loop through, or outside here, we want to loop through all the results for each result in results. We want to print the result. And I think that is it. That should be, I think. So to double check this, let's run it and see. So that should give us that. Oh, that's not it. Yes. And the last one. We're expecting 1, 2, 3. Nice. So let's submit this one. Quick plastic. Just get it from here. I think that should be it. Hopefully. Hey. Nice. So how many has that been? 2, 3. Yeah, we've done 3 challenges. I can do one more. I like all this green. I should do this one, to be honest. So I've got lots of green here, but let's do this one, next one. Okay, so I think this one can be solved by using a for loop. We create a for loop which starts at the number which you want it to last for, and we just keep adding until we get to the very last one. We also add on the one extra candle, and I think that should be it. Let's go. So let's create a new one again. Chanukah, if that's how you say it. Chanukah, yeah, sounds right. Main. Let's make this big. So we get the amount of test cases. And then basically these numbers don't really matter. So you want the last number, so we can get the next line and use substring to get the very last number, I think. Let's try that. So we go. So let's try it first, try and get the very first number. So let's try string last number. Scanner that next line, which will give me the whole line, last number line. Okay. And then last number to last number line dot substring. We get the length. So last number line dot length minus 1. So I think that'll give us the last number. So with that last number, we can cast it into an int, pass it to an int, and then we create a for loop which starts at last number. I is greater than 0, I minus minus, and then we create a result. Amount of days, total amount of days plus equals I, and then we create an array list to store our results. Okay, just do, we need to put this inside of massive for loop, but we'll get to that. Result, add total amount of views, convert it to a string. So now I need to create a loop, and that will run amount of cases time, and put all this inside that loop. So now, yeah, we're getting queried now. That'll be J. Always be careful when you're using nested loops, change the parameters properly, the variable name properly. So now, again, I just get a result, string result. Is that not accessible for some reason? Oh yes, I created it there, and I should have created it there. That's to do with the scope, the local scope of that variable. So now, if I print the result, I want to print the result and the index. So let's create a counter. It's probably a better way to do it. There's definitely a better way to do it. But for sake of simplicity, I'm going to do it this way. 1 space. So before I run it, I realized that I forgot to add the extra day. So that can go there. Put it in brackets. So I'm definitely sure, because we're using the length of the line again, we need to check whether the line is actually empty or not. Then we do all this thing. There you go. So let's try this. Yes, that's on me. Let's try again. 144.22. We're missing the last one. That's probably because of the loop. Greater than or equal to amount of cases. So we're getting 0 for this last one. That's because I'm checking the last digit, but here we have 10, which means that it's getting the number 0. So instead of me doing it this way, where I get the last number, if I take the line and I split it again, split array, last number line, if I split it by the space, then I'll get the first number and the second number, so which means the last number will be equal to, it'll be split array 1. I believe that will work now. It's a much generalized way to do it, because obviously you can get 100 days, 1,000 days, anything up to n. So I should have checked for that. So now, hopefully, I took a quick break to go and prepare some food. So now I'm back from putting some food onto. So a quick summary again. We get the amount of cases. We trim the line for any extra spaces just in case. We check whether the line is empty or whether it's blank. If it's not both of these things, then we split the line by the space. That will separate the 1 and the 8, and we just basically take the last number, which is the 8 in this case, just in the first example. Then we just loop through. We add on the 1 candle, and we just add on the J each time, so 8, 7, 6, and so on. We add this to the results array, and we just print out the results with the counter. So to test this, nice. So let's see if this works. So let's go hopefully. Hey, nice. So we're going through 4 problems today, I think. Yep. We'll see that till next time. So that's been our Kattis problems today. I might turn this into a series where I just go through 3 to 4 problems each time. Yeah, just showing you how you can break things down and practice. If you want to see more as well, like and subscribe as always. And until next time, see you later, guys.